All right, good afternoon, folks, and welcome to the Paradise Double Ice Complex for the final game of the round-robin stage of the Atlantics. This game is between the Hitmen and the Bulls. And I have a special guest joining me for tonight's game, another former coach of mine, Eric Toms. Eric, so happy to have you joining us.
Well, Seth, I think the pleasure's mine. I have to admit, a little bit nervous starting for my debut, and I love the fact that you're next to me, and hopefully you can help me along the way. I have coached this fine young man, and he has a bright future in this sport, and turn it over to you as the game starts here.
Appreciate that, Eric. If you were on the bench for both of these teams, what would you be telling them as they head into this game?
Well, you know, the game here today, this is really just a setup for tomorrow's bronze medal match. You know, this is the last game of the regular season, or of the round robin here. And, you know, they just got to feel each other out because they're going to be back at it for a very, very important game tomorrow. But the winner here today gets to be the host team tomorrow and gets last ice. So pretty important game for both of them here now.
And they probably shouldn't burn themselves out either, because that could play a factor in tomorrow's game.
Yeah, I agree, Seth. You know, these are young 12, 13-year-olds. They're full of energy. I think that they can go and beat themselves up a little bit here, and they'll be fine for tomorrow.
So as Eric mentioned, the finals and bronze medal is set. It's the Hitmen and the Bulls in the bronze medal, and the Eastern Knights and the Pictou County Crushers in the championship game. Pictou County undefeated, obviously, in the whole season. And the Knights, for the third year in a row, a Newfoundland team is going to be in the championship of the Atlantic Championship. So that's pretty exciting for the people here in Newfoundland. A lot of people are going to be coming out to watch that game. Thrown in front, Corn got a stick on it. He's currently 8th in points, and most points in this tournament. He had 4 points against the Matrix earlier in the week. What a game that was for him. 4 points for number 4. Here's Ebbett turning away. It's turned over to Max McCarthy. McCarthy cutting up the middle. Tried to get around Ebbett. Find its way to Sam Williams. Captain of the Hitmen plays it off the boards to O'Keefe. O'Keefe losing it, but he gets it back once again. O'Keefe comes across the top, tees it up and shoots. That one blocked by Ebbett. Williams poke checks it in. Alex Cow puts it down around the boards to O'Keefe. And now Skinner going to move in to get it. O'Keefe gets it back. Skinner trying to get it out to the blue line. Skinner still trying to power through, but that one lost to House. Here's Clark. Williams is going to step in and help to keep it in. Roman Skinner putting on the pressure. House moving in to help. Gets away from Williams. O'Keefe banks it off the back boards, cuts across the top, and he comes. Hudson O'Keefe in on goal. Rebound freed in front, and that one gets away from Roman Skinner. O'Keefe trying to get it on the boards. That one lost to Frazier. Shot and a spinorama goal. It's Hudson O'Keefe. Turnaround shot. That was an absolute beauty. Eric, what did the Hitmen do right on that attack?
Well, number one, I mean, their heads are up, right? And they're passing the puck, they're forcing the play, which they need to continue if they want to have success in this game. You know, for the Bulls, you know, just the fact they have to keep it simple. They got to get it up the boards, and they have to get them clear the zone and reset. That's what's going to be one of the keys so far as we're seeing here.
What a beautiful goal. That was from Hudson O'Keefe, right from the top of the circle. Spin around shot through the 5-hole. Bit of an unlucky one for Gavin White to let in. Caught him a little bit off guard, but I'm sure he'll be back in business and ready to go. Still lots of hockey left. It's important to start on time. And the Bulls are far from out of this game yet. Sullivan trying to get it away from Clark on the boards. Sullivan down low to Tommy Clark. Clark to Bartlett. Tommy Clark gets it back. Gets it to the blue line to Sullivan. Had a goal in the game yesterday against the Eastern Knights and has that one gloved down. So, Eric, you coached your daughter Anna, who's the same age as some of these kids out here, and you coached some of these kids in Adam. You played against some of these kids in the Novice Select Tournament. I mean, what improvement are you noticing in some of these players out here?
Well, I think it really is the level of aggression at this level and just their want and desire to get the puck is exceptional on both sides, and they need to continue. Both teams need to continue with that. I love the fact the heads are up. They seem to be making smart, simple plays. and that's going to be very, very important for them.
In walks Adams, trying to take it to the net. Regan Nash with a great stop. What a first game of the tournament he had. He stood on his head against the Pictou County Crushers. Part of the reason why that game was so close. Stanley lost it on the boards to Adams. It goes out to Ebbett, sporting the Great Ones number 99, as he tries to put that one into the zone. It's turned over to Bartlett. Bartlett taking it up, pass across there to Parsons, and a delayed offside call.
So, as we're saying, they're just starting to get the feel of one another, getting their legs going, getting all the kids out there to make sure they get warmed up and to start to how they're going to feel out the game. That early goal shouldn't really be a factor, at this point in time for the Bulls. And, they just got to continue to push. Both teams got to continue to push.
And if you were on the Bulls bench right now, what would you be telling the players?
I would just say, look, you guys got to relax. There's obviously a little bit of nerves coming into any one of these games, although we mentioned at the beginning that, this game is just a feel out for tomorrow's bronze medal game. But you want to make sure you figure something out about the other team. You want to see how they play. You want to see who the players are, who are the go-to kids, how do they actually enter the zone. These are all the things that the coach needs to understand heading into tomorrow.
Here's Gieberson taking it to the net. Gieberson has it down low, looking to the blue line. He tries to sneak a pass out to Paul. That was close. Everybody in unison thought that was going to be pretty dangerous there for the Hitmen. Here's Paul trying to take it to the net. Avery lays the pressure on. Toma with it, getting it out to Ebbett. Ebbett back down around the boards to Adams. Adams trying to free it, lost to McCarthy. Here's Alex Cal taking it up ice. McCarthy to his right. Cal trying to get it to the goal, lost to Toma. Here's Toma up to Paul. And now here's McCarthy with it. McCarthy trying to take it to the net. Here he goes, Max McCarthy looking to go end to end here. McCarthy shoots. What a shot, and that one blockered away, and it hits the netting. And Eric, since you played back in your day, not trying to make you sound old or anything, but what's the difference in the style of play with these kids?
Well, I think it's every generation is just getting bigger, stronger, faster. The skill level, the skating is off the charts. With most of these kids, edge work. Compared to these kids, we were ankle biters. I think we were intelligent hockey players, but the level of skill is just amazing compared to where I was growing up.
That one played down around the boards to Roman Skinner, lifted out in front of the net, lost to Dorr. One player of the game against the Matrix earlier today. There's Clark. Not against the Matrix, they played against the Crushers. That one goes down around the boards, and we got a delayed penalty here against the Hitmen. So what a chance for the Bulls to get back into the game. And Eric, what kind of power play unit would you send out here for the Bulls?
Well, I'll have to see what their coach has set out. I think it'll be a pretty standard power play. You'll probably give 3-4. I'm just trying to look at the numbers that are out there. You have your center, 87, Jackson Fraser, who just drew that penalty. He's been the go-to kid so far in this tournament for them, and they're going to have to rely on him even more. And good hard work up the boards draws a penalty. And so we'll see now what they're going to do. They're just having a regular set here, but they have to be hard on the puck in the Hitmen zone, and they need to get pucks to the net. I don't think they have a shot yet, so they have to start testing the goaltender here.
Now away goes Guyverson, taking that one up ice. House is going to chase him down. Josh House still trying to get away from Guyverson, but he powers his way right to the net. My goodness, some strength from him. Now it goes out to Guyverson. Frazier trying to keep it in. Guyverson blocks that one. Finds its way out to Jackson Frazier. Frazier taking it ahead. House trying to strip him of the puck. Frazier taking down Williams. And, the puck got caught in Cash Smith's pants there.
Yeah, you see young Jackson Frazier there skating. You see the crossovers, so it's very McDavid-like. As he's going through the center ice. Good puck control. Again, the kid they're going to be relying on here today if they want to have success.
Yeah, and he scored a beautiful goal in his first game of the tournament between the legs on the breakaway. That was an absolute thing of beauty, going viral on social media right now. We got to try to get that one on SportsCenter Top 10 because that was an absolutely gorgeous goal. Cutting across is Adams. He drops it back to Ebbett, who shoots. That one just goes wide of the net. Here's Patterson with it. Patterson to the blue line to Ebbett. Ebbett walks in, shoots, tipped in front. That one goes wide of the net. Maddox Cody trying to clear it away. Lost to Paul. Paul moving in and shooting. Now he's going to take it back down low again. Here's Paul. Across the top, lays it into Ebbett, and that one turned over. It's Kellen Sullivan looking to score in back-to-back games as he takes it in on the net. Sullivan takes a shot, and what a back check by Luke Ebbett. Absolutely fantastic from him. And now here comes Adams the other way. Bulls are great on the counterattack. Having a look out to the blue line. Great pass across. Here's Ebbett walking in, that one blocked. Now Guyberson, we're back to even strength. Guyberson walking in. Guyberson shoots, blocked in front. Paul trying to jam it free. They still all jam for it, and everybody pushing and shoving in front of the net.
So yeah, just a little bit of cuteness there on the blue line by the Bulls team, and almost caught them. Great for Ebbets to get back there for the back check, but again, don't be cute out here. These kids are too good to be able to do that, and you'll pay the price. And nothing happened there with Bulls, which is great for them. But these are the sort of things I have to watch out for as the games go on.
And Eric, I hear you played in the Atlantic Championships before. It was called the Purelator Cup back then. And a little bird whispered in my ear that you scored 4 goals against New Brunswick one time, and you got to meet Bobby Hull just walking around the track of the Zatzman Sports Complex. What was that experience like for you?
Listen, I had a great minor hockey career. Not only was Purelator Cup, I had an opportunity to play there. I had a chance to play in the Air Canada Cup as well. A lot of fun, a lot of great memories, and we had a lot of great success. I mean, I don't know if we won or lost back then, but boy, I tell you, the memories of being with the kids, my age. I'm still friends with a number of the parents, and we do share some of those memories of what we did. Even as we started to go up and play junior hockey and the like here, here in the province. So a lot of fun. Now, one of the things you said about Bobby Hall, I had the opportunity. Just wait that play to go on there. Had the opportunity to meet Jean Beliveau in my years as well, and getting autographs and getting pictures. Every now and again, that shoebox gets opened, and flip through some pictures and some old autographs. So there's a lot of great opportunity for the kids here. The big league players that they look up to now, are always very available off season, and there's a lot of great talent here in Newfoundland as well. So future's bright here in Newfoundland, and especially in Atlantic Canada as well.
Picked up by Frazier. He has a look and tries to send that one up ice. And now here goes Doran. If the Hitmen have a bit of trouble out there, maybe we should send you out against New Brunswick again to put another 4 goals in the back of the net.
Well, the 2 hours of hockey I play a week, I don't think anybody out there would want me playing, even with these age groups now. They'd skate around me.
Here's Korn putting it into the zone. Ebbett is going to pick it up. Ebbett sending up ice, lost to McCarthy, and now Clark trying to get it back. McCarthy pressuring Ebbett. 5:20 remains here in the first period as Jackson Frazier tries to take it ahead. That one lost to Korn. McCarthy now taking it up ice. Lovely moves from him. Oh, he's taken down, and that's going to be a penalty here. Cal goes for the shots, and the Hitmen are going to go on the power play.
Yeah, just a good, strong power play through, and tried to make a quick move, and there was a little bit of a hip check that got in there. So I'm assuming that's a body contact, and we'll see what the Hitmen can do on the power play now.
And what would you be telling the Bulls on the bench? They've had a bit of a rough start to the game, letting in an early goal, and now they're on the penalty kill.
Yeah, no, I just got a good, strong penalty kill for them. They have to, keep the box shape really well, keep the puck to the outside, and you want them to force just good long-range shots. Hopefully they can keep the front of the net open so the goaltender can see everything that kind of goes through. So, their penalty kill we'll see what it's going to be like now.
And actually something the Bulls did really well this morning against the Crushers was play the box. They're very good on the penalty kill. They made the Crushers move the puck a lot on their defensive line. So let's see if they can do that out here again as Sam Williams has it behind the net. Leaving it there for O'Keefe with a $50 tip on that puck. Here's McCarthy. Giberson puts it back in, and Regan Nash comes out of a net to give it to Williams. Williams has it down low. Man, what a season he has had. He's got so many assists in that provincial tournament. He had 13 assists in 6 games. He's really been playing some good hockey this season. He's a returnee on the Hitmen, played with them last year. One of 5 first-year players to make AAA. Here's McCarthy walking in and shooting. That one just goes over the net. There to Hudson O'Keefe, only goal in this game. Gives it out to Williams. Williams moves in, fans on the shot, turns around, gets it back. O'Keefe puts it down into the corner. Here's McCarthy. Clark has it down low to O'Keefe, shoots, and he's got another one. Hudson O'Keefe with a snipe from the circle. It's on the power play, and the Hitmen have really jumped out first.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's a big league shot. I mean, that's impressive. Get that puck on the stick, and it's off his stick as soon as it arrives. You know, there's really not a whole lot a goaltender can do in that situation. And, you know, I don't even know what the Bulls could have done any differently, right, to defend that kind of shot.
Well, Eric, Hudson O'Keefe is coming for them 4 goals, and it's too bad that we don't have Brett Hull or anybody here in the crowd to come greet him. Unfortunately, Bobby Hull, as we know, passed away there a few months ago, but it must have been a pretty cool experience for 13-year-old you to meet such a great hockey player.
It's fun. I mean, we look up to people, and we have our, you know, our favorites. You know, you look at, you know, I'm sure if you went around the room with all these kids, they will say whether or not it's a Cole Caulfield or it's a Connor McDavid or whomever that they look up to. And one day they're going to meet these guys as well. So it's impressive. And, you know, and I don't even want to just say from the NHL, there's a lot of great female role models that are out there, you know, that are worthy of the praise that, you know, we give our male counterparts here.
Yeah, female hockey has come a long way, which is so good to see. A lot of great female hockey talent here in Atlantic Canada especially, and we got another penalty coming up here, so the Hitmen send out their special teams unit.
Yeah, on that note, a shout out to the under 13 icebreakers who are playing on the mainland or in their Atlantics, and I saw they got their first win of the tournament today. You know, I think they got an overtime, so pretty exciting. I saw that on the Twitter sphere in terms of watching those updates. So I know a lot of those girls out there, so very, very proud of them.
Yeah, so good to hear, and they got lots of support here in Newfoundland for them. Here's Adams cutting across the top. What a save by Regan Nash. And I gotta say, the Bulls have had a really good game. They have more shots on net than the Hitmen right now. They have really not taken their foot off the gas pedal.
They just got to be patient. Still very, very early in the game, you know, and if they can, you know, escape out of this power play, that'll be a very good positive for them going into the intermission.
Parsons giving it over to Avery. He tees up and shoots. Rebound freed. And Gavin White is going to gobble that one up in the net.
Young Patrick Avery, I see, with the good shot there from the point. A solid save there. Avery family, you know, fairly prominent hockey family. His 2 older brothers that are playing. A shout out to Leo, his grade 10 older brother, who's been nominated for Rookie of the Year in the high school league here in the city. So that's great for Leo. Great season for him. Yeah,
and I know his sister Violet went away to nationals a few times with her figure skating team. So they come from a really good, rich family of skaters, that's for sure.
They certainly do.
Here's Williams taking a shot. Rebound for House. Oh, what a stop by Gavin White. Read that like a book on a Friday night. Here's Williams giving it across to O'Keefe. Great chemistry from those 2 all season. O'Keefe up to McCarthy. McCarthy there to Williams. Williams trying to get it to McCarthy. Back out to Williams. Williams coming in, he gets it to McCarthy. McCarthy shoots, and what a beautiful goal. And an even better pass by Sam Williams. Threw that puck over with $50 as the tip. And McCarthy just takes that and ran with it. And it is 3-0 for the Hitmen, their second power play goal of the game. And what a start for the Hitmen, Eric.
Absolutely. You know, another good shot. You know, he comes in kind of uncontested, you know, going there. And he finds a shot over the goaltender's shoulder. I know that he'd love to have that back. You know, again, 2 power play goals here in the first period. I mean, penalties do kill, and we're seeing it now.
And Sam Williams has been dishing out dimes here this season. As I mentioned earlier, he was dishing them out at Booster Juice there last night. I heard he gave a pretty generous tip to the smoothie maker after his game. And he's dishing out beautiful dimes here in this in this game. Some great passes from him. And that resulted in a Max McCarthy snipe, and it's 3-0 for the Hitmen right off the hop here in this game, but the Bulls are far from out of it yet.
Absolutely nothing to panic about here now. I mean, it's still very, very early. They have to reset. They have to find their groove. They haven't quite found that yet, but they'll. What I see out there, anything can turn this game around now.
And what's the craziest comeback you've ever seen in your, hockey watching, playing
Seth,
career?
I don't know, but I look at a 3-0 lead, and they always talk about that dreaded 3-0 game. So that just really tells you that there's a lot of time to go here, and one goal for the Bulls here would put them right back into it.
Yeah, the next goal is going to matter so much in the long run of this game. Korn with a great breakout there to Sullivan. And now here's Clark to Jack Clark with a shot. Oh, he almost had it. What a goal that would have been for that defenseman. Here's Tommy Clark trying to cut out to the front of the net. Paul going to chase it down. Great effort by Rouet to get that one up ice. Here's Jack Clark. Man, the score really doesn't do this game justice. It's been such an evenly matched game so far in this one.
Yeah, it's power plays. It's the power play, and that's one thing you can't do. Obviously, the Hitmen are showing that they can put some pucks behind the goaltender when they're up a man. The Bulls got to watch that. They can't step away from their game though.
And the Hitmen power play has come a long way as well since the start of the season. We're going to have a penalty coming up here. Looks like it's head contact. And Roman Skinner is going to go to the penalty box here with 4.3 seconds remaining.
Important now to see if they can win a draw here. Get a quick shot on net. Anything can happen at this point in time. And then get to the intermission, come back and play almost a full 2-minute power play and see if the Bulls now can get back into this game.
Should be very interesting to see here what happens. Bulls going to be going into the second period with a power play. Paul winning the face-off, turned over to Williams, and that's going to do it for our first period of play. So after one, the score is 3 for the Hitmen and none for the Bulls. And Eric, what do you think about the style of play here in this first period so far?
I think it's wonderful. We're watching 12, 13-year-old kids here, and their level of compete is off the charts, and I just love watching it. As you had mentioned, I do have a daughter that plays hockey, and not quite at this level. Very, very, very proud of her. And, her style of hockey, she could fit right in. So, it's great. I saw on some of the stat sheets that the PEI team has a couple of female goaltenders and another female player. So I love to see even the girls playing it at this high level. But as for this game here, Bulls, they got to come out strong here. They got to pressure. They have to be on the puck. I'm finding the Hitmen are able to exit the zone with ease at this point in time. So if they can try to break that, the Bulls will get back into this game.
Should be an interesting second period. The Bulls came back in the second period earlier today. Went into intermission. They were down 3-0 after the first. Went into the intermission. It was 3-2. So we might see a bit of deja vu here.
And you have to have that confidence going into any game. You always have to believe that you have a way to get back into it. That's what the coach's job is there, to say just keep playing your game and start moving forward. Now, Seth, I want to be able to ask you a couple of questions here now. So what a great initiative it was to have asking me out here. I know we've had Paul McGraw, Steve Winters, Dale Kearley, John Colbert, Andrew Kavanagh, and I believe Sean Colbert will be with you in the morning. Any favorites so far of those that have been with you? Of course, you can exclude me from that list.
I think it's a bit too early to judge your performance yet, Eric, but I think that all the coaches have done a great job so far. I thought Paul McGraw did a really good job. He actually has a lot of broadcasting background. He was accepted to Ryerson School there way back now in the 80s and 90s. And Steve Winters did a great job. Dale Kearley, great job. John Colbert, unbelievable. Andrew Kavanagh, we nabbed him off the concourse and said, all right, we need you, Andrew, to come do this game with us, and he was game for it. So huge shout out to those 5. And Eric, I think you're settling in just great at the moment.
Appreciate that. All real terrific fellas, and people that I've known for a long, long time. So it's a wonderful initiative, you asking us to do this, and I think everyone is going to leave here probably a little bit better of a person, which is great.
And Paul McGraw played with you on that Purelator Cup team. He told me he still has that jersey from that team that went away to that Atlantic tournament.
Exactly. Paul and I, he's a year younger, so we only saw each other every other year and playing hockey. But we have a long history of playing together. And Paul, we were line mates for a while, and I played with a lot of really good hockey players. And Sean Newhook, whose son is now playing in the NHL, as we all know. A number of others. Steve Cleary, who's a Hall of Famer here in Newfoundland. Derek Clancy, who's with, Derek Clancy and others. So just a load of great hockey players that I played with.
Another flashy save there from Regan Nash in the net. And he even played with a radio star, Paddy Daly, as well.
I did. Good old Patrick Daly. So was one of a kind and a wonderful fella and great to play with. Tough hockey player. He was he's a guy you wanted on your team. You did not want to play against him because he was going to he had a good bit of meanness in him to help out any team.
He was a bit of a Brad Marchand, I guess you could say.
Well, he's a big boy. He's not he came by it honestly, and just a wonderful guy as well.
Out to the blue line, Gieberson walks in. Oh, what a shot from the captain. Gieberson from the blue line. That is an absolute beauty. And just like that, the Bulls are back in this hockey game.
Yeah, 100%, Steph. I mean, that's exactly what they needed. I mean, here they are, power play goal, exactly what they needed to get themselves. They'll probably build themselves a little bit of confidence, and we'll see how they perform, over the next 4 or 5 minutes to see if they can keep pushing on.
What a beauty, slap shot goal from him. Now the Bulls make their way back up ice. Dumped down by Hudson O'Keefe, and that's going to be an icing call. Eric, you're on the Hitmen bench. What are you telling these kids now?
Well, I mean, for the Hitmen, you have the lead, right? You have a 2-goal lead. There's no panic. There's nothing. This is just keep carrying on. The Hitmen have been playing very, very well. They're pushing the play. Again, a couple of power play goals is going to help. But they just got to continue playing their game. It's certainly not. There's certainly no panic, no change in what they have their approach to the game at this point in time.
Here's Sullivan trying to free it. Skinner stepping in to help. Skinner trying to get it up ice. It goes. Williams is going to chase it down here. And it looks like we have an offsides call there against the Bulls. What a great crowd out here for this game, and it's nice to see the camaraderie of the Eastern Knights in attendance, watching their arch rivals play and cheering them on. And this is what Atlantics is all about, is a province coming together as one to cheer for the team you might be arch rivals with, or the team that might have beat you in the provincial finals in the case of New Brunswick. But that's what's so great to see about this tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure a lot of people are coming. The Newfoundland hospitality is always top notch, and but going for all the other teams that are in the Maritimes as well at other tournaments, I'm sure they're getting equally as great hospitality as well. Beautiful day out there. It's 5 or 6 degrees as you're coming into a rink. So lovely when you get indoors and outdoors in wonderful atmospheres.
And we also need to get rid of the snow here in Newfoundland as well. I think that'd be a big bonus.
You're absolutely right, Seth.
Here's House trying to get it up ice. It finds its way to O'Keefe. That one lost on the boards to Carter Gieberson. Gieberson takes it to the net, and that one is called for offsides. Shout out to Andrea Leach. She's watching from Skiff Lake, New Brunswick. And she says, go Bulls. So wherever you're watching from, we're glad we could bring you this game.
Yeah, the Bulls, I believe they're from Woodstock. Is that correct? Almost
Yeah,
over on the
Woodstock,
New
Brunswick
border. Yeah, so wonderful part of the world as well. So welcome to everybody who's watching the broadcast.
Woodstock pretty close to St. John, New Brunswick. Actually, a funny story about that. When Canada had their World Cup qualifier here back in 1986 to get to their first World Cup, all the Honduran fans went to St. John, New Brunswick rather than St. John, so all the Honduras fans took over Sports Bar in St. John, New Brunswick, and watched Honduras lose out on that World Cup spot from a while away, 2 provinces away from Newfoundland.
I actually happened to be at that game. So.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, I was down in King George V. September, I believe it was a September, early September game, and again, what a great memory.
Goodness, you seem to have a lot of great sports memories, especially.
I'm old, Seth. I'm old.
In Atlanta, Canada. Met all the NHL greats. Was that Canada's first qualifier for the World Cup?
No, memories come with age, unfortunately, and now I get to look through my 3 children and try to make help have them build their own memories as well. And for a lot of the parents out here watching their children grow up before their eyes and playing in a very great, good hockey tournament at the highest of levels, not only here in Atlanta, Canada, but in Canada as a whole. So it'll be nice to see and what futures are in store for many of these kids, and it's all going to come with great support from their parents. It's going to come from great support from their siblings, and it's going to amount to a lot of hard work for these kids going forward as well.
Down around the boards it goes to Tommy Clark. Clark trying to keep it in. Parsons gets it back. Here's Parsons with Sullivan in front. Parsons tried to sneak it past the netminder. Freed out to Cody, who shoots, and what a glove hand save by Gavin White. That was a beauty. And Eric, what do you think makes these Atlantic and provincial tournaments so special?
Well, I mean, you're competing for your province. I mean, that's, these are club teams and club AAA teams, but you're representing your province, so there's no better feeling for any sport, it's not just sport, it's any activity to play for your province and represent them. So it's all that's fantastic.
And the atmosphere makes it that much better, especially being the host team. And that was tough against the Bulls there. Offsides call.
Yeah.
You got a feel for them. They had a 4-on-1 coming down the ice.
A little bit of a mental breakdown there, not just watching where your feet are. And, that was a golden opportunity going down 4-on-1, on the Hitmen netminder there. But offsides it was.
And I'm sure the Hitmen aren't complaining on their bench. Oh, what a great pass by Williams up there to O'Keefe. O'Keefe trying to drive it to the front of the net. It's picked up by Skinner. Skinner giving it out in front to House. Oh, great pass to O'Keefe. It just rolled over his stick. And now here's O'Keefe with it. O'Keefe out to the blue line to Williams. Williams shoots. That one goes wide of the net. Clark stepping in to try to keep that one in. Clark to O'Keefe. It's Williams trying to take it away. House off the boards. Williams going to chase it in. Skinner laying the pressure on Clark here. It goes around the boards. Toma gets it. Toma clearing that one all the way down the ice for an icing call with 9:41 left to go in the second period.
That's right. I don't mind that. I mean, if you're tired, you want to get off, ice the puck. A lot of kids out there, they just want to try to flip it over the blue line, but sometimes you just got to fire it down the ice. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And any kid that's out there who says icings are not good, I think it's something you should reconsider.
I remember that year you coached our team to the provincial championship back in 2018. You and John Colbert and Mark Quillen used to always say, when in doubt, dump it out.
Exactly right.
And it seemed to work for us in that tournament, and what a fun team that was. That was the joy of provincials right there in that one tournament. Still one of my favorite, if not my favorite, hockey experiences.
Yeah, and as much joy as I get coaching, it's also fun to be a parent to be around the other parents. I know those parents that are traveling from the 3 maritime provinces up here are probably finding themselves in a hotel room or in the hallways enjoying themselves. And as much as the kids are out here and they're competing and they're cheering and they're loving the competition of what they're seeing, they're enjoying themselves as well. It's adults and kids alike.
And hopefully they're getting the proper Newfoundland experience.
Well, the weather's been nice, so if the weather cooperates, there's no more beautiful place in the world. So
lots of fans from New Brunswick here, especially. That's what I've noticed in the game against the Crushers today. They almost filled up half the arena. So a lot of support from that province. And we know hockey's a pretty big deal here in Atlantic Canada.
Absolutely. New Brunswick is a wonderful place. I don't know if you know this, Seth, but my mother is actually from Shediac, New Brunswick, and a long way away from Woodstock, but I would assume most people know Shediac is a great little beach community, and I've spent many, many summers. My mother was a teacher, and she used to put the 4 children in a station wagon and drive us there every single summer, and we fought all the way there and enjoyed ourselves for 5 or 6 weeks, and then got back in the car and fought all the way home and started school again. So New Brunswick is a wonderful place.
Yeah, some beautiful summers there. And you got a connection to New Brunswick. Seems like you got a connection to everything, Eric. Maybe we should have you on more of these games.
I'll always come back to I'm old. It's easy to have connections when you're old.
Here's Clark trying to get it to Corn. And now Alex Cal is going to take it over. Cal getting it out to the blue line to Williams. Williams getting around one player. Out to Jack Clark. Tees it up and shoots. That's blocked by Smith. These kids are completely fearless here in AAA. There's Williams trying to get it back. He manages to get it up to McCarthy. McCarthy around the boards to Corn. Corn gets it up ice to Cal. Cal trying to take it away. Clark lifting it ahead. Hargrove giving it there to Clark. Here's McCarthy. Clark going to chase it down. Lost by Rouet. Rouet coming in and shooting. Rebound freed in front. They jam away for it. Another shot in on net, and Regan Nash makes the save. Wonderful stops from him, and he got a great fan base to back him up. What a pass to Corn. It just rolled off his stick. Let me tell you, Davis Corn is the definition of fearless. Here's Stanley playing it back down around the boards. Parsons is going to pressure. Corn picking it up on the boards. Bartlett waiting for it out at the blue line. There to Parsons to Sullivan. What a save in net by Gavin White. Sullivan pressuring for it. Here's Stanley. Stanley faking the shot, bringing it in down low to Parsons. Parsons to Clark. Lost on the boards to Stanley, and he wings that one down around the boards with 6:10 remaining here in the second. Here's Clark trying to break it free. That one blocked. Rebound in front of the net, and it just goes wide as Rouet gets it around the boards to Stanley. Stanley lost it. Clark trying to get it back. It finds its way out of the zone, and James Bartlett gets it off the boards to Sullivan. Sullivan out to the blue line to Bartlett. Bartlett getting it to Clark, sends it across to Stanley. Stanley shoots, tipped in front, rebound freed, still jamming away for it, and it gets away from the Hitmen. Great chance from them. And now Clark almost keeping it in. It finds its way to Stanley. Stanley to Clark. Clark comes back in, dumps it down. Picked up. Stanley's left to chase. Going all the way down the ice for an icing call with 5:07 remaining in the second period.
Yeah, in the second period you got the long change, so it's very, very difficult. You get hemmed in and you're out there for a long time, and you saw the Bulls team are pretty tired at the end. So like I said earlier, ice the puck if you have to and get reset. They can make a change on the icing, which helps them, and then they can start moving forward. What I'm like seeing them so far is the goaltenders are terrific. I mean, they're butterflies, and they're stand up and they're square to the puck. There hasn't really been a bad goal, that we've seen. The first one kind of, a turnaround shot between the legs, but these goaltenders are lights out at this point in time.
What a shot from the blue line. The Hitmen really got to watch out the Bulls with their snipers out at the point. Off the boards there, Skinner trying to get it up ice. Adams trying to free it on the boards. Adams lifts it in, and Regan Nash is going to glove it down.
Yeah, that's important for the Bulls. They got to get those shots on net, though. When they're firing the pucks from the point, they got some big boys back there, and my God, if you're not seeing this live, you'd be shocked to know that they're 12 and 13 years old, the size of some of these kids out there.
Yeah, it's like the NHL shrunk down here at the Paradise Double Ice Complex. Such mature kids. Here's Avery getting it off the boards, almost kept in by Giverson. Now Sullivan almost taking the puck right off his stick. House pressuring. Giverson chasing. Find its way down the ice. Maddox Cody gonna pick it up. 4:10 remains here in the second period. Pass up ice to Skinner. Lost to Clark. Clark bringing it in. That one blocked by House. That one goes over the glass, and a nice souvenir for somebody in the crowd.
So as the final, the final game of the round robin here, the kids are, all kids are going to have a probably pretty relaxing afternoon and evening. Get themselves ready, set for the morning. The finals, we're going to have the Crushers versus the Knight, and that's at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. You're going to have the Hitmen Bull repeat at 8 o'clock in the morning. It's just playing for who gets home ice advantage, or who gets last change for these teams.
Call for offsides against the Bulls. And Eric, what do you think is so difficult about teams coming in from the other maritime provinces coming in? I mean, everybody here is cheering for Newfoundland except for the section of New Brunswick fans. I mean, from your own experience at the Purolator Cup, what's so hard?
I think when you're on the bench, when I think about any kind of sports you play, I don't know if the kids are really looking out, unless it's an unruly bunch of fans. I mean, the kids are playing their game. They're focused on what's there. I mean, that's what the coach needs to get to. That's what happens off the ice. Travel is tough on kids, makes them tired. You have two Newfoundland teams here that don't have to travel as much as people like to travel and want to go to different places. The travel days, the weather delays, and everything else. And I'm sure there might be some kids that didn't fly. They probably drove over, got the ferry across. There's a number of things that can make them tired. But I can tell you what makes, being a home team here is that the fans are great. And, you saw their Knights team supporting the Hitmen before they got on the ice. I mean, that has to make you feel good. And you want to win for your home fans.
Yeah, the camaraderie in hockey is definitely beautiful, and that's what makes the sport so great. Korn trying to backhand it to the front of the nets. Korn still trying to free it down low, picked up by Williams. Williams with Clark out at the blue line. Williams, Clark backing him down here. Frazier in on goal. Frazier backhand pass in front, and McCarthy with a beautiful defensive play. 3:08 remaining in the second. Cal picks it up on the boards. He leaves it there for McCarthy. McCarthy bringing it in. Oh, great pass to Cal. It just got away from him. And now here's Dorr trying to take it up ice. Korn send it out in front to McCarthy. It just rolled off his stick. And now here's Frazier. Frazier shoots. That one gloved down a net by Nash. And it is covered up by him.
Well, Seth, we're certainly seeing back and forth now. I mean, it's almost like a chance on either end. We're not seeing high quality, but, they are skating hard back and forth in this, on this ice surface now. So we'll see now as a couple of minutes left in this period. The Bulls would love to be able to put another one up going into the intermission and the flood of the ice. And, to see if they can just get one step closer to getting this game tied.
And it's been a busy hockey weekend for yourself, your son Charlie playing with the Bigs Avalon Junior Capitals in the playoffs. They got eliminated last night in Game 7.
Yeah, big Game 7 up in Bay Roberts. Boy, I tell you, as a as a townie going up there. You walk in through the doors with a little bit of nerves because the place is blocked. They love their team. That Conception Bay North team, big, tough, strong, and for my son who's only 16 years old, who had an opportunity to fill in, got a chance to play, and real exciting to see that. But congratulations to the CBN team, and they're going to be playing the St. John's Caps in the final. I'm not sure what day that's starting, but that should be an exciting series as well.
Yeah, lots of exciting hockey here in Newfoundland and Labrador, and your other son, Jack Tom's provincials is starting next week for under 15C.
Yep.
Up in the Southern Shore.
Yep.
So lots of hockey.
Lots of hockey left, but there's that's a sign that hockey is winding down as well. So as disappointing as much as we love to see kids play and everything else, there's an end to the season, and they can go off and do their other things, whether or not kids play soccer or they play baseball or whatever. It's always very healthy for these children to do other things, and it's okay to still find some ice time here and there as the summer goes on, but I'm a firm believer of multi-sport athletes are better athletes overall.
Here's Rouet chasing that one down. He's going to leave it there for Ebbett. Ebbett getting around the boards, and this has been a pretty quick game so far. Up ice goes Frazier. He cuts back and has a look, gives it to the blue line. Lost to House, off the boards to O'Keefe. O'Keefe back to House. Beautiful passing from those two. Skinner comes in and shoots that one. Saved in net by White.
Yeah, White's playing really well. I think second period now has really kind of found himself, in terms of just, the quality saves that he's making, and, I think his team can feel confident and in front of him and start to push the play hard as we finish out this second period going into the third.
So 40 seconds remain here in the second period. Let's see what both these teams can do. What a game this has been so far. I can't stress it enough. Shots on net is almost like NHL after two periods, 21, and we got a penalty against the Hitmen here. So shots on goal, 21 for the Bulls and 18 for the Hitmen as the Hitmen go to the penalty box.
So, here we have 30 seconds left, 28.3 seconds left. The Bulls have a good opportunity now to go into the period if they can do something here. And, maybe it's a repeat of what happened between the first and second period. Get them one step closer.
Out to the blue line, Gieberson plays it over to Clark. Clark down around the board, so looks like the Bulls are going to be heading into the third period as they did earlier this morning on the power play. And they headed into the second period on the power play, so it's a great way to get the momentum going. Adams out to the blue line to Gieberson, who shoots. That one gloved down by Regan Nash. Gieberson already had a snipe from the blue line, and they really got to guard him out there.
Absolutely. Bulls got to get in front of that net. They need to be able to, so that goaltender Regan Nash there, pretty easy save if he can, if it's going to be going to have no traffic in front and, stepping off to the side. Kids, you've got to stand in front of the goaltender, and you have to make sure that he can't see that puck.
Oh, what a great first two periods of hockey. Myself, Seth Hyde, and Eric Toms will be back in action once the third period commences, folks. Take a little break. You guys deserve it, and we'll be back. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to the Paradise Double Ice Complex for the third and final period of play between the bronze medal preview of the Hitmen and the Bulls. The score is currently 3-1 for the Hitmen. The Bulls are on the penalty kill, or the power play, heading into this third period.
Yeah, Seth, excited to actually watch this third period. Both teams really had a lot of chances, and through that second period, Bulls had an early goal after going down 3. So they're going to be starting with a 1.5-minute power play now, and a quick one, completely different game moving forward if they can pot one early here.
And Eric, I noticed during the intermission there's a few hecklers in the crowd against you. So now, how you feeling about Nick Vinicum, a great friend of yours, disapproval in the crowd here?
Oh no, we've known each other for a long time. As I said, the hockey community here in Newfoundland is small. Friendship community is pretty small as well. So a good ribbing from those guys. I'd expect nothing less. In fact, if they didn't do it, I think there would be a problem.
Of course, and Nick Vinicum's son plays with your son Charlie on Celtics U13A. They got their provincials coming up there,
yes,
hosting that.
Nick's son Noel played in last night's Game 7. Unfortunately, took the loss, but was stellar in his play. He got brought in, after the team went down pretty early, and he shut the door thereafter. And Noel's a really nice young man, and not sure if he'll be around again next year, but it's exciting to watch him play in this series.
Definitely comes from great family for sure. It's the Hitmen getting their penalty killing started. Giberson taking that one up ice. Pass across to Adams, intercepted by Williams. Down around the boards, it's Rouet who's going to get it. Rouet takes a look, sends it across to Giberson. Giberson drops it to Smith. Lost on the boards to House. He shovels that one down low. Cal's going to step in and help. Here's Williams keeping it in. He puts it down around the boards. Cal going to pressure. Giberson taking out of ice. He already has one goal here for the Bulls. A snipe from the blue line earlier in the game. Frazier down low. Giberson gives it out in front. Rebound freed. Bulls still trying to jam forward. It finds its way out to Rouet. Rouet to Giberson. Giberson shoots that one, blocked in front.
It's good. Now the Bills have it down their own in the zone here. They're able to set up their power play.
And they got a goal out of it. It's Cash Smith scoring in his second straight game, and it's a goal on the power play for the Bulls. Just as you said, they got it going. They find the back of the net.
Yeah, no, it's a repeat of the second period. Early power play. We're going into the period with a power play and able to come out on top here with a goal, so it's a completely new game. Now they can settle into a third period and, not have to panic, not have to rush, not have to, take chances that they otherwise wouldn't normally do. So it should be fun now for here on in.
Yeah, what a great start to this third period it's been. Such a well-matched game so far in this one, and it shows no signs of slowing down. A preview of the bronze medal game. That one thrown on net. It's redirected away from Cal. Here's Cal taken down, and that's going to be a penalty here against the Bulls. So now the Hitmen have a chance to get a bit of breathing room again here.
Just a little errant stick there, deep in the zone, and we'll see now if the Hitmen can return the favor, I guess to say, in terms of a power play. And the Bulls, the Bulls just have to keep the shape, and we talked about that in the first period. Keep their shape of the box and try to keep those big shooters, from getting clear shots, which they have 2 power play goals already.
Is there ever a penalty you don't like to see as a coach, Eric?
Well, an offensive zone penalty is, I guess, almost doomsday. There's just no need for a lot of it. These kids here now are, they're playing in such an aggressive game. They're all going to be moving into full body contact next year for the kids who are graduating from U13. And no penalties any good.
And that one's freed in front, and it's Alex Cal who's going to just give it the extra push into the back of the net, and just like that, the Hitmen pull ahead once again.
Unfortunate for Regan Nash there, is that who's the net? Thought he had thought he had it, and it just fell right behind him, and the Hitmen player was just able to go dig it out and put it in, so to restore the 2-goal lead.
And that's a crucial goal for the Hitmen, especially on the power play. So let's see if they can carry that momentum farther on in this game. And now in come the Bulls right away. Smith in again, and Regan Nash makes the save.
Oh yeah, I was incorrect there. It's Gavin White on there on the Bulls in terms of that earlier call.
Some great hockey here this weekend. And Eric, I got to ask you, is there a coaching pet peeve you have behind the bench?
Wow, I don't. That's a real good question. I wish you prepped me before and asked me that one. In terms of a coaching pet peeve, no, I don't. I just, it's over the years. I think as you mature as a coach, you tend to look at kids. Every kid is a little bit different. So your coaching style really has to adapt. You might coach one kid differently than another, and certain kids respond to, the big skate harder, loud noises, and other kids need to, to be supported. And every kid needs to be supported, of course. But I find for coaching, you mature like anything else, and your coaching style does change, and kids will respond.
Played into Parsons. Parsons taking it to the net. He has it down low. 11:40 remains here in the third period. That one lost. It's Jackson Frazier. What does he have up his sleeve this time? Frazier around Williams, but Sam Williams fending him off. Beautiful defense from him, and now he's going to the penalty box here.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a spear. It'll be interesting to see what this... oh, it's a hook. Okay.
Bit of a weird call against Sam Williams.
Especially as the player crossed over close to the defender.
And that's an annoying penalty to take as a player, especially if you're a hard worker like Sam Williams, just trying to take the puck away, and then it's caught up in the player's hands, and now you're sitting in the penalty box.
Absolutely. I thought it was a pretty solid play.
Yeah, it looked like a really good defensive play from him, but the ref saw something we didn't. And obviously, we got to give credit to the refereeing and linesmen here. As must be so much pressure for them, such high stakes at the Atlantics. So I can't imagine what's going through their head out on the ice right now.
Absolutely. I think that's one thing we all have to thank all the referees, and especially the young referees.
What a pass by Josh House, but Roman Skinner almost finished the highlight reel play there. Josh House showing off his flashiness.
Fancier than his father's.
Yeah, that's for sure. Now, we're not trying to make any enemies out here, or any form any rivalries here between Josh and his father, Terry.
Yeah, no, Terry's a fine hockey player himself, so that's kind of where that ribbing comes from.
Well, we can see where Josh gets his hockey skill. He had 2 goals against the Matrix yesterday.
It's now 1:12 here. Again, another opportunity for the Bulls to pull it within 1. So again, set up in their zone. They were having a bit of trouble getting out of their zone last power play, but as soon as they got it inside, they made things happen.
Kept in out at the blue line by Guyberson. He drops it back there to Rouet. Rouet keeping it in. It's Corin laying the pressure on here. Going down around the boards, Avery moves in. And one left down low, Frazier faking the Michigan. That's the only goal he got to score now to beat that between the legs goal. Here's Adams back down to Frazier. Frazier gets it to Cash Smith. And now that one is iced all the way down the ice. Guyberson taking it back up the other way. In goes Guyberson. Guyberson shoots that one. Saved in net by Regan Nash. And it hits the netting with 9:57 left to go in the third period.
Yeah, good shot, good screen. Use the defenseman as a screen, almost put it in into the net there. Minutes now left in this game, and the Bulls are pushing hard, and they have to continue to push hard.
Yeah, and they've really turned the game around there in these last few minutes. The last two periods, as a matter of fact, they've been almost like a new team. Here's O'Keefe trying to free it. It's Avery stepping in to help. Iverson trying to get it back. That one finds its way down the ice, and Sam Williams is coming out of the penalty box. Great penalty kill by the Hitmen here. Bulls still eager to make something happen. And now here they come. It's Frazier. Frazier coming in. Oh, what a jump deep from him. Lost to Sullivan. Kellen Sullivan bringing it in on net. Sullivan has it down low, still trying to take it to the goal. Out to the blue line to Williams, who shoots that one. Saved in net. Now here's Sullivan. Trying to get it out in front. Turned over. The Bulls take it back up the other way. Ebbett bringing it in on the net. He shoots. That one just goes wide of the net. Sullivan sends it ahead. It's Max McCarthy in all alone. McCarthy in, and he scores a beautiful goal through the 5-hole of Gavin White. Lonelier than a man in a resettled community. Tucks it through the 5-hole, and it's 5-2 for the Hitmen. What a beautiful pass and what a finish, Eric.
Yeah, no, I mean, the broken play there at the blue line, defense get caught up, probably thinking about how they're going to set up the play in the offensive zone, and just gets past them, and terrific move there to score that goal.
So when it looked like the Bulls were starting to make a comeback, the Hitmen pop in two quick goals, and now they have a 5-2 lead with 8:38 left to go in our bronze medal game preview. Here's Sam Williams. Giving it across there to Parsons. Pass into Sullivan. Around the boards, the Bulls look to make something happen here as they work it up ice. Watson giving it across. It goes to Clark. Clark bringing it in ahead, cutting up the middle. Clark taking it to the net, still trying to chop away at it. That one finds its way all the way down the ice. Stanley is going to pick it up down behind the net. Stanley up to Parsons. Stanley trying to get it back from Adams. Adams with it on the boards. Sullivan now laying in to help. Giberson sends it across there to Frazier. Shot blocked in front. Stick lifted. Clark trying to clear it away. Frazier moving in to keep it in. Here's Adams down around the boards. It's Watson picking it up on the side wall. Now Patterson playing it in. Sullivan trying to get it out. Hitmen having trouble getting it out of their zone. Adams walking back in on net, and it's taken away there by Bartlett. Giberson with a shot, and that hit Kellen Sullivan right in his upper body. Looks like he's going to be okay. Now a little bit of pushing and shoving in against the boards. It's poked free out to Giberson. Giberson walks in, shoots, and Regan Nash makes another great stop.
Yeah, I think Giberson wish he kind of had that one back in terms of being able to walk in there and had a good shot. Goaltender was perfectly positioned for that save. But that shift you saw out there, the Bulls have to outnumber the Hitmen on every single puck, throughout the rest of the game. 7 minutes, anything can happen. And they just, again, if the game ends this way, that's okay. But the Bulls have to have a character last 7 minutes here.
So shots on goal, 29 for the Bulls, 26 for the Hitmen. Great showing by the netminders here in this game. They have played some exceptional hockey.
Yeah, there's not much difference between these two teams, and tomorrow is going to be another very, very exciting game between these two teams here.
Here's O'Keefe trying to chase it down. O'Keefe pokes it free, gets to the blue line to Clark. He tees it up, shoots that one, redirected away. Skinner lost it on the boards. Williams stepping in now to try to take it back. Williams coming in for the puck. That one sent all the way down the ice. Paul lost it to Clark. Clark over to House. House trying to get it up to Williams. Williams with it, giving it across to Jack Clark. Clark up ice to House. House comes in, and that one called for offsides with 5:48 remaining here in the third period.
Yeah, Seth, I think it's really, I find impressive about these kids is the heads up. You know, they see their pass, they make their pass. They're not, you know, they're not second guessing things. You know, there really haven't been much instances where, you know, they haven't been able, they've been hemmed in their zone maybe once or twice in either team. And, you know, I'm really impressed with how these kids are moving the puck, heads up. They're using their points, you know, and you're seeing they're getting lots of shots on net, you know, as well. So they're, you know, they're doing really good job out here.
Yeah, and again, we sound like a broken record, but it's been such an evenly matched hockey game. I mean, both of these teams are so good together, and this bronze medal game tomorrow is going to be quite the game to watch. It's going to be the game to watch.
Yeah, it's hard to know if I was a coach on either side. I mean, you know, what do you tell them? There's really not much change in the games, in their style and what they're going to do. You know, we've seen, what, 3 or 4 power plays. So, I mean, it's almost like the difference maker here is, you know, stay out of the box, and, you know, this will be a really close game tomorrow.
Here's Giberson taking a shot. That one sails wide of the net. Korn breaking it up to Cal. McCarthy just avoiding offsides. He has 2 goals in this game as he breaks it to the net, and he almost got his hat full there. Great effort from him.
Yeah, a little justice there for Gavin White to save that, because that did look like there was an offside going over the line, but, you know, that's fine. And, you know, they'll just reset and finish out the last 5 minutes here.
5:07 left to go. Both teams still hungry to find the back of the net more times. That one played off the boards. The Bulls make their way up ice here. They try to make something happen. Jackson Frazier cutting in on net, shooting. Regan Nash makes another great stop, and I got to give him huge credit. I mean, what an improvement he has had in his game the last few months, last few weeks even. He has come such a long way.
Yeah, Seth, you know, in your short career so far, but you know this Hitmen team very well, and seen them all throughout the season. So you must see, you know, how the kids are developing and their approach to the game, and even how the coaching staff, you know, Marcus and Jamie and those guys over there, how they have developed this team, because, you know, most of these Hitmen players, I think there's 7 or 8 of them were 2011, so still pretty young, and they have another year in this league.
And I mean, the first years have really been settled in as well this season. Since the start of the year, they've been, you know, more gritty, going into the corners, trying to go fish out that puck. And just a huge improvement in this Hitmen team. They come a long way from, I mean, they weren't even supposed to be in these Atlantics. They were getting destroyed at the start of the year, 9-0. And now here they are. You know, they managed to prove everybody wrong, and it's great to see them here. And same with the Bulls. They were losing 9-0 at the start of the year, and they ended up taking down an undefeated team to win the provincials and get to the Atlantics, and now they're in the bronze medal game tomorrow alongside the Hitmen.
Yeah, absolutely. Prior to this, I was you know, looking at kind of as the season went on for the Bulls, and, you know, how they got here, and without knowing too much about the AAA under 13 league there, you know, it did not look like, you know, it looked like that they were very competitive all throughout the year, but grew as a team. You know, were able to take out the top team to find their way here, and you know, tomorrow they'll play for bronze.
And I got to give a shout out to Adrienne Dickinson, watching her nephew Camden Clark on the Bulls. They've been proudly watching from New Brunswick, and she wants the Bulls to keep playing hard throughout the tournament. They got one more game after this one. They still look to find a way back here. Not impossible just yet. Sent out in front by Monroe. Chipped off the boards by Kellen Sullivan. He tries to work it up ice. Lost to Patterson. Now Beasley moving in to get it back. Here's Maddox Cody with it around the boards to Clark. Clark trying to chip it ahead. Here's Maddox Cody with it. Off the boards. Ebbett taking a shot. That one redirected away by Nash. Here's Clark with it. Clark laying the body there, and it's Parsons leaving it for Sullivan. Sullivan taking it up ice. Sullivan toe drag. Still trying to take it to the net. He leaves it for Bauer Parsons. Here's Bauer Parsons with it. Slipping it out in front of the net. Here's Sullivan with the backhand shot. And that one easily saved in goal by Gavin White.
Yeah, I mean, geez, I love the way the goaltenders are positioning. You know, they're square to the puck. You know, it becomes an easy game for these goaltenders if they can not only see it, but if they square up as well. You know, so again, as you know, we got 2.5 minutes here left in the game. Coaches, it'll be an interesting conversation in the dressing rooms in terms of what changes do they make overnight, or you know, heading into the morning game is probably not a whole lot.
Around the boards, O'Keefe is going to move in for it. Bartlett down low to House. House twisting away, giving it to O'Keefe. So 2 players on the Hitmen are still looking for their hat tricks, Max McCarthy and Hudson O'Keefe. What a game it'd be for both of them to get a hat trick on the same afternoon. Here's Rouet taken down, and that's going to be a penalty here against the Hitmen. There's another unlucky tripping call. Eric, what's your least favorite penalty to take as a player?
Well, I think elbows up. I mean, we're so mindful now of what hits to the head do to people. You know, I mean, this is a big, tough game, but you know, we just got to keep stick down, keep elbows down, because we just want to make sure that everyone comes out this, you know, being safe. You know, there's always the chintzy penalties, interferences, and these sort of things which become a nuisance. But you know, most for me now as a coach and trying to get players to think about, you know, as just being safe out there.
So 2:09 left to go. Let's see what the Bulls have in store. See if they can at least get one back here on this power play. Right off the face-off. Goes wide of the net past Regan Nash. Giberson taking it in. Around the top of the circle, he cuts it back. Giberson into Adams. Adams shoots. That one saved the net by Nash. And now here's Adams. Out to the blue line, walking in and shooting. That one hits the post. And Frazier and Cal battling for it on the boards. Here's Clark. Clearing that one down, and it is going to be a high stick against Giberson with 1:34 left in the third period.
Yeah, so as we close out here, you know, all the kids that are out there listening, I'm sure there's lots of kids, you know, go and thank the coaches, go and thank their parents. You know, we love watching this, and we love to see our kids succeed. There's a lot of people around you to make this happen, so very important to recognize the coaches. You know, after this, they'll do a handshake and they'll go in front of the referees, and you know, they'll shake hands with the referees and thank them for a great game. So, a lot of people, organizers of this, of this event, need to be congratulated. You know, I have a young fella next to me here by the name of Seth Hyde, who's doing a great service here for all the people around Atlantic Canada, and you know, Seth, you deserve a lot of credit here as well.
Well, I appreciate the kind words, Eric, and I'm happy to have you with me. This is my thank you, I guess, for all the things you and the other coaches I've had on have done for me in my life.
Well, you make it easy, Seth. I'll tell you that, right? And you are, you're the captain of your own hockey team, so you know your leadership gets recognized outside of this booth as well. So it's the others around you, make people around you better, and that's a very, very positive thing.
Again, I really appreciate the kind words, and I got to give a thank you to my parents as well, who've been in the rink all weekend alongside me, and as well as our cameraman Daryl here, who's also had a pretty dreadful weekend, but you know, he's making the most of it here, and he's enjoying himself up here in the broadcast booth alongside of us.
It's wonderful. Great bunch of fans here today watching a great game. The score is a little bit lopsided, but it was a very, very even game, as we've talked about throughout the afternoon.
Here's Williams twisting and turning away from the Bulls here as it goes to McCarthy. McCarthy across to Stanley. He's going to fire that one down the ice, and the Bulls actually have their goalie out here.
I like it. I like pull the goaltender. Why not? You got nothing to lose here.
And Adams coming in and shooting, and Regan Nash makes the stop.
Again, good old Regan Nash, and just square to the puck. Pretty easy save. Pretty easy save for him.
Yeah, he's played an exceptional tournament here this weekend. So the Hitmen looking to score a 6th goal in this game while the Bulls netminder is out. Rouet takes a shot. That one saved in net by Nash. And now here's Cash Smith. 1 goal for the Bulls here in this game. McCarthy looking for his hat trick. He's going to send that one down the ice. Will it get there? It just goes wide of the net. And now here's Rouet. Kept in by Maddox Cody, and he's going to score in the empty net. A shorthanded goal for Maddox Cody. And hats out on the ice. Don't think it was a hat trick for him, but he'll take it.
I don't know. I mean, was there a tip on the way through? I don't think so. Might have been.
Maybe Max McCarthy got a stick on it, but sure, Maddox Cody's pleased about that. The hats showering out here on the ice.
The Hitmen should be pretty happy about this result, putting six in here today. I think they played a pretty solid game. We talked about how even it was, but sometimes bounces just go a certain way. 2 power play goals. I don't know if they had a 3rd one, but they were pretty impressive. They had some good shooters, but this Bulls team is equally as good, and they're going to be hungry tomorrow to get the win.
Yeah, this bronze medal game tomorrow is going to be quite the hockey matchup, that's for sure. Going there to Avery, sends it across to Maddox Cody with a empty net snipe just now. Cody trying to get it back. Find his way to Avery. Off the boards to Parsons. He chips that one into the zone. 15 seconds remain here in the game. We're back to even strength as Roman Skinner comes out of the penalty box. Korn trying to keep it in. Away go the Bulls. Monroe cuts across the top, takes a crack at Regan Nash, and that's going to do it, folks. The Hitmen are going to finish off their tournament with 2 wins and 2 losses. They will be going into the bronze medal game with their heads held high tomorrow. What a game from them. And huge credit to the Bulls. They had 2 games today, both of them. They fought so hard. And just what a fantastic game from the Bulls and Hitmen. That bronze medal game tomorrow is going to be a must-watch game.
And just from closing from me, I really appreciated this, Seth. Thank you very much as I shake this young man's hand. But real pleasure to work with you today.
Oh, I'm happy to have you join me for the game. You're a nice addition to the team here.
Well, I don't know about that, but we'll see.
So what were your thoughts on the game, Eric? How do you think both teams played?
Listen, I don't think you can really, you can't pick. I wouldn't sit here and say tomorrow that it is going to happen again. I think that the Bulls are very, very capable. Some of their big guys that I talked about, or we talked about earlier on, need probably to step up a little bit more tomorrow. But again, that early turnaround goal kind of set the tone, and then a couple of power play goals right after. So tough to spot a team 3 and expect to win.
Yeah, and it was a pretty well-matched game, even though it was a 6-2 win for the Hitmen. The shots on goal were 35-29 in favor of the Bulls, so they had a great game out there tonight. But the Hitmen are going to come out on top, and what a start to the game. They had 3 early goals is what propelled them onto the victory in this game. So Diverson going to get player of the game for the Bulls. No surprise there. And Hudson O'Keefe, 2 goals for the Hitmen. He'll be awarded Player of the Game honor as well. Eric, once again, pleasure to have you joining me for this game. And we'll be right back here tomorrow, 8 a.m. These two teams will play each other for the bronze medal. Sean Kofer will be joining me then. Once again, thank you very much, Eric, for joining me on the broadcast.
Thank you, Seth. I really appreciate it.
And what a game from these two teams. Couldn't have picked a better one to come on with us, Eric. That's all for myself, Seth Hyde, and Eric Toms for tonight. We will see you tomorrow morning.